Now, you want to hear a parenting fail? Here we go. So this guy took to the Am I the A-hole segment, section of Reddit. Dad calls the police on his 6th grade daughter after, quote, tricking her into taking $20 from his wallet.
Okay.
What?
This is. Okay, so he says, my daughter's in the 6th grade. In the last couple weeks, several times I've noticed that I am missing a little bit more money than usual. So he explained that he usually lets his daughter take a couple dollars from his wallet every morning so she could buy school lunch. But after noticing that she's been taking more money than she needed lately, he decided to set a trap for her. So he planted a $20 bill in his wallet before his daughter came to take the money she needed for lunch. And as soon as he noticed that she took it, he decided to enact a harsh punishment instead of talking with her or trying to figure out why she was taking the money in the first place. He said, I called the police and asked them to come with me to the school so we could teach my daughter a lesson.
Wow.
2 police officers arrived with the dad at the school and pulled her out of class.
Oh, my gosh. Now she's cool.
When the cops asked her, hey, why did you steal money from your dad? So I guess the dad was trying to do a scared straight thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prison Mike.
Well, he brought up Bluth before, but this sounds like the dad and Arrested Development.
When they asked if why she had stolen the money from her dad, she said that she had a school bully that was forcing her to buy them school lunch with their money.
Aww.
She also had been using the extra money she took from her dad to buy lunch for one of her friends who was not able to afford it.
Wow.
Little girl is so good.
Or the greatest liar ever.
Or the greatest liar ever.
And the story goes on to say that the story was corroborated by both the school bully and the friend. Yeah, true.
Oh, good.
Wow.
True on both parts.
Sweet girl.
Yikes.
See, I
Big
think he's doing a good job where he parents her. He doesn't have to get weird now. If she's doing that, she's you're doing a good
person.
job. Yeah.
This is when Homer sinks back into the bush again.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I'm glad she learned a lesson and not her dad that day.
He says, my daughter was silent on the way home, and I informed her that I was just trying to teach her a lesson. Stealing is wrong and can get you in a lot of trouble. He told his daughter that in the future she needed to either tell him or her mom about things like that, if it's happening at school, instead of keeping it to herself. So what he did, he tried to flip it on her to make it her fault.
Yeah, gaslighting. Okay. Thanks, Dad.
However, when they got home, the wife was furious and said that this could lead to an estrangement from the daughter in the future and that he should have told her about the money being stolen so they could have spoken about it together.
This is the firework family. Everybody's losing.
I know.
Everybody's going top shelf with their reaction.
Because aren't kids already, if your parents come in here to talk to you about doing something wrong, you think you're going to jail already.
Yeah.
Like, that's almost as scary as a cop. And you really don't are cops really scary? No, they're always nice at school and they talk to you.
Right. Well, and get the cop to come to the house and talk to you all together.
And so he rebutted that if he would have confronted the daughter, she would have just lied about it.
Oh.
And now the daughter, by the way, is terrified that the bully's going to attempt to retaliate against her because
snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah.
It's snitches get stitches.
Whatever, man.
And then getting the police involved.
Oh, man.
Wow, we're all from the streets here, I can tell.
Yeah. I tell you what, and ask my kids,
streets of West Frankfurt.
We do abide by the snitches get stitches rule at my house.
Good rule.
I said, unless you are bleeding or something's broken or on fire.
Unless you actually need a stitch.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about
My brother was king snitch, dude.
Your brother did this, your sister did that.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Deal with
it. Handle your business yourself.
Well, this young lady, I just love her, and I'm sorry that her family's nuts, man.
Crap. The daughter apparently, he says, my daughter apparently told my wife that she may have lost her friend for bringing so much attention to her financial issue, too.
She's losing friends. She's empowering the bully. Mom's getting a divorce.
She apologized for stealing and said she didn't want us to intervene. I'm wondering if I really did the wrong thing here.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's waking up.
This guy. Father of the Year banner over this guy.
Yeah, well, and one person wrote, not only did you ruin your daughter's trust towards authorities, but you also ruined her trust towards you.
Yeah.
A good, loving parent would give their child the benefit of the doubt and talk to them first.
This guy's just having the
Not set a
worst
trap
Father's
and
Day
go over the top.
ever, man.
So not only was this a trap, but this was a trap to then humiliate her in front of her classmates.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
He's
that's
like,
so not what dads think about. You know, he was going straight for the dad authority, like masculine, get the cops. Like, he wasn't thinking about all the things that could happen otherwise. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, this is how you
That's scorched earth.
incubate a comedian.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how the comedians are created. Is this
That's
right here.
true. That's a good point.
She already has her first joke about her dad teaching her a
Right.
lesson.
Yeah, he's like
perfect.
sitting at home. He's like, in hindsight, I wish I wouldn't have scribbled liar all over her bedroom walls in red paint.
It almost seems like I'm the liar
It
for
almost
putting-
seems like it was a little overkill on my part. You know, he's at the bar talking to
Although,
his
you know,
buddies.
I do enjoy the spirit of the discipline, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It is
Good,
fun.
man.
And I love the cops were like, yeah, that's a good lesson. to teach her.
Yeah, you're right.
This is my dad. By
Town
the way.
resources.
This is Greg Colvin. Like, if he were still living, this
Yeah.
is what he would have been doing. You know, like in the '90s with me, because he was a single dad and he just had with a daughter, had no idea what to do with me. I mean, this guy at least is still married to his wife and seemed like they got their unit together. But I recognize something in this guy that I had in my own father.
I think here's how I would handle this. If it was my, let's say, which one, son or daughter? Pick one.
Daughter.
Of course. I go, hey, girl, seems to be $20 missing out of my wallet. Know anything about it? I'll wait for the lie.
Yeah.
Wait for the lie. No, Dad, I know nothing about it. Good. All right. I'm going to check the cameras in the house.
Wait.
Gonna check. Dad, there are cameras? Oh, yeah. Cameras. Cameras everywhere. Check the cameras and...
Well, that won't develop any trust issues.
No, that's the safest way to go. Yeah.
Especially the ones in the bathroom.
Also,
check the cameras.
Dad?
isn't it a rite of passage for kids to steal stuff from their parents? Like, I remember stealing cigarettes from my dad, like in the '90s, and he did count his cigarettes one time. Like, I was never a smoker or anything, but like, you know, you're cool, so stealing a smoke and not having a lighter and stuff as a kid. And he went through and like counted his Marlboros one time. And he was like, "Did you steal a cigarette?" And I straight up lied to him. And I held that lie for, I'm 38 now. I still hold on to that lie.
Your dad had Marlboro money. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I would just
Top
listen. If
shelf.
I got
Good.
caught doing something, I would just blame my brother.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
my dad had a system in place that was, probably the reason I'm a comedian, to King Scott's point. Like, if something was, my middle brother was the ultimate snitch, but he would never snitch on himself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
my
like that.
dad would pull the move, like, I'd be babysitting in the summer. My two little brothers would get in a fight. Somebody threw a screwdriver at somebody, and it busted like a... I became a master of super glue, by the way. There's so much stuff still in my parents' old house that's you would never know has been shattered into a million pieces. I was the MacGyver of the house because I was the oldest brother. And like they threw a screwdriver and busted like one of the plates, the light switch plates, and I glued it all back together. And then like we were having dinner. I just remember the ceiling fan was like connected to the switch, and we were having dinner. We're all sitting at the dinner table. And my dad got up and flipped that switch, and the plate like broke into 10 pieces of fat.
And you go, "What'd you do?"
Dad.
Dang, Dad, you're strong. You know, like. But if something was broken, his move was to sit all three of us down and set a timer. And he'd be like, "You have 3 minutes to admit who did it, or I'm going to whip all three of you." So I know I got the right guy.
Yeah.
And then the timer began, and like, you could hear like the "Who Wants to Be a Millionaire" music, swat. And I'm like, I wouldn't snitch. I'd be looking at my middle brother like, "You did it, dude. You got to go down."
Take the heat.
And he would, dude, Stonewall. He would let us all go down, and then I see my littlest brother. And here's the thing: I was too stupid to realize. I should have just said it was me from the beginning, because what would happen is my middle brother would be the one that did it. He would sit there. He would not snitch on himself. He would Stonewall, let us all go down. Then I'd see my little brother, who's 10 years younger than me, by the way. So if I'm 13, he's 3.
Right.
Wouldn't snitch. Good kid. But he'd start his his eyes start filling up with tears and his lips start quivering because he knew he was going to get a whipping. And then, like, with 10 seconds left on the clock, I'd be like, I did it. And then he'd be like, you going to let your brothers go down for this? And I'm sure I got beat like 10 times worse.
Right.
Because it seemed like I was the POS, that I was like that. Well, my dad wasn't smart enough to realize, like, oh, you're taking the heat for your brothers. Like, he was too dumb to realize that I was doing a good thing.
Yeah, he thinks you're very honest.
Yeah, no, he thinks that I'm like a coward. So he's like, oh, you're going to let your little brothers take a whipping for you? And I'm like, no, dumbass. I'm taking the whipping right now. Heat. Because I can't stand to look at the little one over there.
The 3-year-old kid whose eyes are welling
it's like
up.
Holding on to a teddy bear like, I don't want to get a whooping today.
I remember the worst thing I did and made my brother go down for it was, I guess when my parents were dating, my dad took my mom to a Met game and bought her like a stuffed like Mr. Met doll.
Ooh.
I ripped the head off it.
Wow.
Oh, no.
I ripped the head off it.
Serial killer.
And I threw it in my brother's closet.
No.
And it was a
Classic.
It was a slow play months later. Like I put it up on a shelf in the closet.
I like how you
later.
didn't throw it away. You just hit it instead.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't think to throw
Older
it
or
away.
younger brother?
Younger.
You planted
How much
it.
younger?
3 years.
Dang.
I planted it. And boy, he got in trouble for that.
Yep.
I go,
I can't believe
I
it either.
have no idea. I can't believe Nick did that.
I used to trust that guy. I used to trust him.
It's like I don't even know who he is.
No.
That's great.
And then turn around as fair play because I remember my dad had a piece of stone from like the petrified forest. You know the petrified forest?
Yeah. That place is awesome.
The place you're not supposed to take stuff out of.
Rebel.
You could buy it.
Pretty sure that's illegal.
They sell it in the gift shop.
They sell this thing.
Okay,
It's
let's
like a
look
little,
that up.
It's like a little piece. And it was in a stand. And it was on like the tchotchke shelf. Mm-hmm. And one day, come home and that thing is split in half. My brother threw me under the bus. Said it was me.
Yep. Karma.
We fought
Yeah.
with fists.
So you got beat up twice. That's good.
How many years between you and your bro?
And he got 3 years.
Okay.
And then he got Derek Bauer to come over and kick my ass.
He did?
Hot ass Derek Bauer.
Somebody
That would've been
emailed
good.
in that Derek Bauer's like somebody looked him up in the emails and said he's hung up his cleats and now he's like a New York City trial investigator for the federal district court or something.
Well, good
Brains
for him.
and brawn.
Hey,
Wow.
good on him.
Yay.
Good on him.
They're gonna say he's working
Derek
for
Bauer, PI. Of course he's a private eye.
He's working for like Hot 97 in New York and
Yeah.
made some millions.
Good on him.
He changed his name to Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And I hate to break this to you, but he's been pretty
He's been
successful.
King of all
Thank you.
media. Yeah.
Thank you.